What up, world? I am back with another Bible study juice, and I am still speaking from the topic. Pay attention to the signs, okay? And we are still in Second Chronicles. We are now in chapter 18, and we're gonna do 1 through 7, okay? So the first one we did from Second Chronicles was Who's Your Daddy? Okay. Yesterday we talked about God's presence being enough. And today we are going to talk about um, who are you connected to? Okay. Who are you connected to? And this is going to kind of be uh, as swift as possible because I got some things to do, but I wanted to make sure that I came and gave y'all video first before I went off doing some things. Okay. So who are you connected to? Okay. So in Second Chronicles 18, 1 through 7, we see Jehoshaphat and he's going to meet up with Ahab. Ahab asks him if he would join him in this mission he was about to set on. And he told him yes. Okay. And so Ahab then calls his prophets. He had 400 prophets, and he calls them to inquire about what they see concerning the mission that he was getting ready to set out on and have Jehoshaphat tag along with him, right? And so the prophets basically tell him, everything's going to be great. God will set it up to where you can win. And again, I am paraphrasing. I am not adding to the Bible. I am paraphrasing, okay, what I read. I'm sharing with y'all the juice of what I gathered from my reading. Okay. So again, all the prophets come along and they're basically telling him, yeah, go ahead, everything will go smooth. And Jehoshaphat is luckily wise enough to ask, is there anybody else we can also ask? And that really stood out to me because sometimes you have to question the majority, right? Ahab had 400 prophets, 400 of them, who all told Ahab basically what he wanted to hear, which was everything is going to go smoothly, okay? And I will read to you. Hold on. Let me see if I wrote that part down. Yep. So what they stated, and this is in verse 5 and 6, okay, where you can find this. So this is in Second Chronicles 18, verse 5 and 6 is where you'll be able to find what I'm about to read from my notes. Okay. It says, go up, for God will deliver it into the king's hands. Okay. When the 400 prophets told him that, Jehoshaphat was wise enough to ask, is there a prophet of the Lord that we can ask? Okay. He questioned the majority. He questioned what the majority was saying. There were 400 prophets telling him, go ahead, the Lord's going to deliver it into your hands. You'll win, you'll be successful. And Jehoshaphat was like, hold on, is there someone else we can ask? And so Ahab, of course, was like, I mean, there's somebody, but I hate him. He never tells me anything good. And I find that interesting because I have been seeing a few people say, well, some prophets that they've seen or encountered only deliver bad news. And even when I was reading earlier, I stumbled across a section talking about Solomon and his reign, how he was also, giving warnings, which were not good. No one really wanted to hear them. But then he was also judging people. He was still a prophet. It didn't matter that they weren't lovely, doubly words. Every time he had a word, it was what the people needed to hear. And so that's what was given to him. And so in my notes, what I wrote concerning that is, who are you listening to and who are you taking counsel from? Because oftentimes everybody always talks about, people only want to hear what they want to hear. And in this chunk of scripture, that's exactly what Ahab was doing. Ahab favored or preferred the 400 prophets who were going to tell him exactly what he wanted to hear versus Micaiah, who was going to tell him the truth, even though he hated getting advice or getting counsel from Micaiah. And so in verse 7, it says, And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, for he never prophesied good unto me, but always evil. The same is Micaiah the son of Imlah. From there I wrote, Do you hate the thing sent to love you in truth? Whew! I wrote, Do you hate the thing sent to love you in truth? Something to think about, right? Truth we're not gonna always like to hear, but it's something that we still need to hear. It's something that we need to digest. And when I state truth, because um, we're in 2024, I'm not talking about people's projected truths of who they believe you to be. I'm just stating the truth, not people's projections of their truth concerning you, the truth. And when the truth is stated uh, in certain manners, it makes it digestible for the person that's receiving it, okay? Regardless of if it's what they want to hear. When you give the truth to some people, um, because in our other talks, our Bible study juice talks concerning Ahab and Jehoshaphat, we'll dive a little bit into that as well. But anywho, um, when the truth is stated in a certain manner, people are going to digest it. When you're giving people the truth nastily, uh, it's not always going to be easily received. If even if your intention was good, but genuinely with good intention, it's not really said nastily. And of course, that varies based on the person. So yeah. And then what I also wrote was, do you hate the wisdom or word because it's not wrapped or worded how you want to digest it because it's not good? Yep. Who are you connected to? Who are you connected to? That's it for today. This is a short one, shorter, real short. So you know what? Let me see. Let me see what my other one is. I might put 3 and 4 together. What y'all think? Nah. Let me see what 4 is. Nah. Cliffhanger, because 4 is real good. So I'm gonna say 4 for tomorrow. But number 3, okay. Pay attention to the signs. Who are you connected to? Are you connected to people who are only going to always tell you the truth? And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you could be surrounded by a lot of people, but those people only have interest in keeping you uh, spoon fed. And what I mean by that is that they're only going to give you, they're basically going to cater to what you want, not necessarily what you need. And so when you are spoon fed, you're basically being babied. And even in verse 18, I mean, excuse me, Second Chronicles chapter 18, 1 through 7. He said there was one other, right? He was talking about Micaiah. But even in my reading of that, what I interpreted was Micaiah wasn't around. He said there's one other. So Micaiah could not have already been in the midst of those 400. Micaiah was somewhere else minding his business as a real ninja would. Mm-hmm. Why not play? Sorry, it was funny to me. Anywho, so Micaiah was somewhere minding his business. And so even when we look at God, right? When we look at Jesus, excuse me, when we look at Jesus and his works, yeah, he was around the disciples, but he often took time off by himself. And you see him actually quite do that frequently, especially after he's helped or healed someone. He tends to go off into the mountains by himself. And if you don't know what a real ninja looks like, if you don't know what a real ninja is, I mean, Jesus Christ is a great one to consider and check out if you don't know one, because I don't know. There's some others, I'm sure, but in this Bible study juice, we always talking about the Lord and His works in the Word and stuff. And so yeah, so who are you connected to? Are you surrounded by people who are going to give you words that you want to hear, or do you have someone around you who's going to tell you the truth in spite of what you want to hear? Do ya? Do ya? Who are you connected to? All right, so pay attention to the signs. Who are you connected to? I'll hit y'all with number 4 tomorrow, maybe even later tonight. We'll see, because it might be later tonight. You might get 3 and 4 today. I might just only post 4 tomorrow, possibly. But anywho, that's it. Remember, if you were filled with the Bible study juice I shared, hashtag that juice was good, or I got the juice. I got the juice. I thought about that earlier today. So if you were filled with this Bible study juice, you can hashtag I got the juice, or that juice was good. Or if you need more in depth, you're going to have to hashtag I need some more juice. Okay. I need more juice. And for me to see it, uh, you got to put it in my comment section. Or you can just wait till I finish. So I have 7 in total of this series. Pay attention to the signs. But yeah, so today that was Second Chronicles 18, 1 through 7. Who are you connected to? Love you later.